everyone. Okay, so I have been wanting a pressure canner for so long, and I asked my mom for a pressure canner for Christmas, and she gave it to me early. So this is my new pressure canner. It's a Presto. It's the 22 quart or 23 quart, something like that. So my very first plan of action is going to be canning venison. This is all the venison I'm going to be canning. This is actually all the meat that I've just cut off. I'm sorry, all the not meat. This is the meat. This is just the meat. And I just took out one package from the freezer. So we're gonna see how many jars this fills up. I think it's only gonna fill up a few jars. So this is just kind of our test period. I have never done this before, so we're gonna see how it works out. Okay, so one packet of venison from the freezer is giving me 3 jars of venison. So that's good to know. So now it says that you want to make sure that there's no air pockets, so you kind of want to cram it all in there. All right, as a recipe, I'm just using some recipe that I found on food.com. You know, it's venison, pressure canned. So I'm just following these directions up until I get to the point where it says to can, actually pressure can. Because then I'm going to go, oh boy. Okay, then I'm going to go over to the Presto book and actually look, because it says to add like 3 quarts of water or something. Okay, so the manual says to put in 3 quarts of water, and that's about 3 quarts, not about 3 quarts, it is 3 quarts, and that translates into 12 cups. So that's what I did. All right, jars are in. Okay, top is on, and now this is turning on. Oh, you can't even see. There we go. I'm pretty excited. I just have to wait. I have to watch this gauge, and it has to get up to that 15 pound. That's what the recipe said. It needs to cook for 75 minutes on the 15 pound. And the trick is I'm going to have to keep it at that 15 pound. So I'm going to have to really watch it and make sure it doesn't go over that 15 pounds. Pressure canning is a little scary because it's like everything in the book is like, okay, we'll give it some pressure, but if you give it a little too much pressure, it's gonna explode your house. Oh, okay, but you gotta make sure that all this is clean and that you can see through this, but don't do this, otherwise your house is gonna explode. Okay, you need to make sure that's clean, but if there's a little speck of grease still left on the inside, your house is gonna explode. I mean, just everything with a pressure canner is so sensitive, so I think it's fine. I'm kind of paranoid about this pressure canner, but I'm still waiting to see any pressure or steam. You're supposed to see steam, but this is a lot bigger than my actual range, so I think it's going to be a little while. All right, the pressure is building. The 15 is right there, so I just gotta watch it. Isaiah's happy for me too, aren't you? Aren't you? Because you're probably gonna get a little bit of that cooked venison. Oh, you want some too? This thing gets loud at 15 pounds of pressure. Look at that little thing go. It's supposed to do that. All right, so it's at 15 pounds. So we got to maintain that pressure for an hour and 15 minutes. I've already put it on for 2 minutes, as you can see. It says to cook for 75 minutes, but I'm using for pint jars, but I'm using half pints. And the reason I'm using half pints, let me get over here. The reason I'm using half pints is because if we open a jar of half pints, we can just use that whole jar instead of opening a pint or anything larger and maybe having it go bad in an emergency. So the half pints are really going to work out for us. Okay, it is done. I've taken it off that heat. It's been going for about 75 minutes. Everywhere ever recommends that you just let it sit overnight, let it depressurize, let it cool completely before you even attempt to open it. So that's what we're gonna do. So I really, really hope it comes out okay, and we will see you in the morning. I will show you in the morning, and that's it for today's video. Bye. See you tomorrow.